Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, and welcome to Define You Radio Classes in Session. I am your host, Valencia-Griffin-Wallace, and I am joined by my two fabulous queens / co-hosts, Miss Shannon-Ward and lyvonne-copeland. Queens, if y'all want to say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Now, I am hoping they're not a little mad at me, but we'll discuss that part later. Make sure you are subscribed and connected to all things Define You. You could visit us on Facebook. We definitely want you guys to join the discussion. Just put your Facebook comments, because I don't know if we're taking any more call-ins. I'm just going to put that out there. We only got... If y'all was on last week or previously, we have it's very interesting on this show sometimes. Well, most times, but sometimes we're not the only ones that make it that interesting. And we got how many days left before the movie experience, Shannon, Queen Shannon?
18 and counting.
Jesus. That's all I got to say. So if you're listening to the show, within that window, you still have time to go ahead and get your ticket to the Move Experience. It's time to make our visions emerge in New Orleans, November 10th. However, the ticket specials that I have been posting and we've been talking about will definitely end soon. Okay? So you could go ahead and visit valencia-griffin-wallace.com for more information, or you could simply follow the hashtag MOVE2018, which will take you to pretty much all of our posts. That's pretty much what I have to say. So you guys know tonight we are discussing, it's a part two. Which I don't know. The last time I think we did a part two discussion, or I think we kept saying we were going to do part twos and we did a part two on colorism. We got like so many part twos in the bag, I'm telling you. We're discussing building a community. Y'all know last week we discussed that whole it takes a village and building a community thing. And the discussion was so interesting, we decided to go ahead and continue with that today. So if you get a chance and you didn't catch it last week, make sure you go back and listen. Make sure you go back and listen to last week. It'll kind of help you with this week, because we're going in. It's towards the end of the year. We're going in. So with that being said, Queens, I would love to hear the feedback you guys got. I know lyvonne got a lot of feedback in regards to last week's show. Before we give our own tips to building a community, because I got quite a few. lyvonne, what were some of the things you heard after last week's show, or really during the show?
Yeah, I was going to say during the show we had a lot of people were active on some of our posts commenting. The biggest thing was one of the questions we asked was, did it require a village to be successful? People would talk about, I did this on my own and I'm by myself, or, I'm just a dot, I got this dot mentality. So there was quite a few comments on that, saying that, and most people, it was mostly unanimous, that it takes, even if you may not say it's a village, but we kind of defined that last week, how we define the village. But the consensus is that you can't have success without connection. You have to be connected to other people. So that's probably my biggest takeaway.
I agree. I definitely have a few thoughts of that on my own, because sometimes that's not always easy. But but I do believe with business success and personal success, you have to be connected. Definitely. You have to have your network, your village, your community, your tribe, whatever, because people are using different terminologies. You mostly hear like tribe these days. But what I thought about today? Your tribe comes from your village, or does it? I never really, I never thought about those two those two things. Because if you think about a village is big. You think about a tribe, it's small. You know, a tribe lives in a village. So have we, as we've grown into the social media age, is that part of that subliminal programming that we have went from this village mentality to a tribe mentality? Queen Shannon.
Oh, that's good.
I don't think so. And I'll say that because I think to me, they're two different things. Like I may have my village, you know, and just for example, like my village, my parents, my siblings, that's my village, that's my backbone. But now they may not necessarily be my tribe. They're not necessarily the ones. I mean, the truth be told, I have 11 siblings. So excluding me, it's 10. Out of 10 of those, only 2 actually purchased my book. So I'm not going to say that
make me spit out my coffee.
I'm not going to say that's my tribe. However, that is my village, because now on the regular side of having my back with, especially as far as my son, and if I need things done or all that kind of stuff, that's my village. I can run to them when things are happening. I can say, hey, okay, we need a bonfire because I need to get some stuff off my chest. And we pull together, we put our bonfire. That's where we come around. What we say around the fire is what stays there. That's my village. But now my tribe for me are those people that wholeheartedly believe in me, wholeheartedly support me. I support them. We've got each other's back. We do what needs to be done. It makes me think of, matter of fact, when we did Through the Valley, and how it took each of us to continue to spread the word, push the word, kind of how we're doing the movie experience. Keep the word going to help make that book a bestseller. So I don't necessarily think one replaces the other. I think it can be a mix, but then I think they can also be separate at the same time.
Am I in your tribe and or village? I have questions.
You in both.
I got to know where I stand, dog, and look.
Sure. Like you running through all of them, drill sergeant. I'm just saying, you run through all of them.
We not kings and queens. If y'all listen, I promise we're going to get into the challenge that has started in Define You movement on Facebook. If you are about that life, we'll say it. We'll hopefully get a chance to touch on the challenge because it is a queen-only group. But kings, you could start in your own kingdom group, community, village, whatever. But if you are a queen, you can join us on Define You movement, where you will understand where all these titles come from that Shannon just said. So, lyvonne.
Yes.
Okay, I have a mic I want to drop. Okay, so I was looking for a good quote. I know. Okay, so listen to this. Building a wardrobe is like building a circle of friends your whole life. Your own beauty is to be yourself, but of course we need tools and accessories. That's from Diane von Fritzenberg or something of that nature. Do you mind being a tool and an accessory to my wardrobe? I have questions.
I don't mind.
I would get a big
no, of course not. I mean, now you knowing me and knowing I am a fun believer in, I love a nice accessory. I love clothing. I love clothes and I love the dress. So I really like that quote, and I can see that because
really?
It is, yes, because the thing is, it's not that you think about when you put together an outfit, each part from the shoe to the bracelet, the earrings, the necklace, I even go as far as the hair. Everything serves a purpose to help make the final look. And it will be no different than my tribe. If we are pursuing or in the process of creating a product or a service, each person has a responsibility that's going to make that final look, that final work, whatever we're getting ready to project, whatever we're going to, display or bring forth or birth, it's going to take each person's special talent, special skill, what they're bringing to the table. So it's like a complete look. When you get ready to go, you think about your photo shoot. I mean, the intricate details down to the earrings, the shoe, the jacket, even the hair. I'm for it.
I will say I did change wigs twice that day. I think I had, and if y'all see the pictures, I had one wig on while we were getting our makeup on, and then I changed before we went to do the photo shoot. But with that being said, right, those things can change. You could change your accessories. You could change, your hair, your makeup, those things, So that's why I'm like, I don't know. My accessories are tied up together in a jewelry box. Go ahead, Queen Shannon, because I want to hear your input.
But to that point, honestly, your tribe can change too.
Exactly.
Depending on your outfit.
Think about it. And not only that, our parts there get worn. Sometimes it's not, you may have a shoe, because I have a pair now in my closet. I love these shoes. It's just something about the way they look on my feet. But you know what? They are worn. They cannot, I've tried to repair them, and I've had them repaired. But at some point, I have to realize I have to let go. The shoe just not going to serve its purpose anymore.
Because you didn't use
it doesn't matter.
That's a whole other analogy. You didn't use the shoe up, then beat the shoe up. Now you ready to get rid of the shoe. I have questions.
Okay. Or it could have been that the shoe.
In your life.
Okay, well, let's change it a different way then. LaVonne, I got you back, LaVonne. I got you.
Thanks.
So let's change it a different way. What about the pair of shoes that you love, love, love? And, women, we have these hormone things that don't want to back up off of us, and all of a sudden your feet have swollen, or they seem to have gotten too big for the pair of shoes that you love. And you can no longer fit those shoes. And now you have to give them away or do whatever with them, because they're still good shoes, but you just can't wear them anymore.
Because you're brand new. As I sip my coffee with my pinky out. I would love to hear from the audience. I mean, is it just me that got offended from that quote? Like, you guys want to define you. Oh, so somebody else got offended by that quote? Because, LaVonne, the day you said, Valencia, this is my wardrobe, and you're an accessory to my wardrobe, I'd be like, what? Look, that G-Baby that people have heard about, so you have seen, would come out. Because to me, an accessory can be replaced based on how you feel.
True. Or sometimes it's of poor quality, and it ends up breaking off and being left behind.
You get what you pay for.
Think about these in relationships. We have people, you think they look good because, they fix it all up. Oops, sorry. They look good. You think it's good quality, and I'm one of those. I don't mind costume jewelry, especially when it's a good quality jewelry. And I'm not going to say any brands because I don't want to offend anybody. But if you get something, it may look.
So you can't say brands.
I won't.
we
you may
sponsors.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But you think you can have a piece of jewelry that really looks good. It's like, oh, my gosh, this looks so good, and it may even have a little weight to it. But then you go to clasp it, and the clasp breaks. And we have people like that in our life. They come into our life because they come in as sheep in wolves' clothing. They come in with an ulterior motive, and something happens, and your discernment, or you just begin to pick it up like something ain't right about this person. They class break because they were not of good quality. They weren't a good fit for you.
It was cheap.
But it doesn't be
blank.
Yes,
blank. Notice I said blank tree until blank tree.
Exactly.
They were to keep blank tree or blank general jewelry.
Yes.
Which looks good.
Yes.
Till you put it on and you in public, and then realize part of the earring on the ground, and you walking around like you cute with one earring on. Continue, ladies.
But so I don't think to be offended, if someone says, you're in because if it's me and I know how I take pride in accessorizing an accessory, then I'm be like, well, you know what? If I'm an accessory, I'm gonna be the best piece of jewelry in that jewelry box, costume or not. It's gonna be the best piece of the best quality materials. It's gonna be made with some metals that are precious and that are strong, because they're going to represent me. So if you're going to put me in your jewelry box and accessorize me, just know that what you're getting is going to be well worth the money.
There it is.
I don't even know what to say at this point. I need to take Lyvonne out my jewelry box, and she, So if we looked at the qualities, one of the qualities that you just said was strong. So when we look at qualities of building our village, our tribe, our community, and I'm using the terms interchangeably. Now, one of the things I think I said this last week, I started just praying for my discernment and my connections and me not being attached to the wrong ones, and that God only bring, the ones I need to learn from and those truly that have my best intentions into my life. Because for a minute, it just seemed like I just was getting a bunch of cheap jewelry. That's all I'm going to say. So I ain't mad. So if you somebody I used to be, we used to be in each other tribes or whatever, you no longer in the tribe, I love everybody. They say that in the Bible, but you were cheap jewelry, Shannon.
Well, I don't even know what to say.
That kind of sounded angry a little bit.
It did.
Just a little bit. This doesn't usually happen, but she got me speechless on that one.
Qualities of your inner circle as kings and queens listen, and they're wanting to build a village back and the community back in their lives. What are some of the qualities or things that they should look for? Or, what are your requirements? Because you ain't just let me in because we met.
No. Actually, with you, I sat and I watched you for a while. I just watched.
So, that don't sound good.
Well, because first of all, you do have to be careful who you let in your world like that. And a lot of people may say, "Oh, that's just selfish," and you act like it. But at the end of the day, it is my life, my world. I have to live it. So you have to pay close attention to who you allow to be part of your world, part of your life. And so, like with you, I just watched and I paid attention to your movement. I paid attention to just even your Facebook posts, to watching you through the Define You movement and everything like that. And it was in that and in praying and asking, God, I'm looking for this. And as I began to watch you, it unfolded. This is who you need right here. This is who you need in your life right here. And
I
for
can
me,
second that.
Really?
And for me,
y'all trying to be nice after y'all done called me tools and accessories. I don't know how I feel. So go ahead, Shannon. I'm sorry.
That, Shannon. I'm going to second that because I'm like Shannon. I watched, so I agree with Shannon.
Absolutely, you have to. And but no, I think it's important for me, one, I need to see your movement. I need to see that there is some likeness of mind somewhere. We're not going to agree on everything, but there should be a likeness of a meeting of the minds at some point somewhere, because there's nothing more frustrating to me than to try to have a conversation with someone and they're just not even on the same page as me. That, frustrates the life out of me, because it's like, what is the point of this conversation? There's no point to this. There's nothing. I'm not learning anything from this. Clearly, you're not listening to me to learn anything from me. So why are we talking?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if we're not able to teach each other something, or at best provide some kind of benefit to each other's lives, like that's major. That's major. So you have to have a meeting of the minds somewhere. To me, like that's number one. It's got to be some likeness. It's got, but business minded. Somebody that's not about, yes, we can have fun, but at the end of the day, let's get this work done, because unselfishly, we all, with the mindset, I want us all to make it. I want to get to the top and look over and you right there next to me. That's the kind of people for me. So I think, like I said, meeting of the mind definitely can't be messy. If you recognize the mess in them, and don't tell me it took you 5, 10, 20 years to recognize. They were messy when you were growing up with them. They were messy when you met them. You knew the mess. Don't tell me that you knew the mess. It's just that what usually happens, and I'm just going off a little bit onto the side here, but what usually happens is the mess now turns on you is when you decide to now call out the messy. You don't even have the messy in your world, especially depending if you're trying to move in an area of business, an area of success, in an area of prosperity in your life. You don't need messy. That is definitely not something. And definitely people that's going to hold you accountable.
Chase that.
Now, yes.
I'm sorry, that was my threat.
Now, yes, we clown her, we call Valencia the drill sergeant, but one thing about it is she keeps us accountable. And to me, that's huge, because I know me. Sometimes I get to a point and I'll be like, I just don't want to do this. And guess what? I'm not. That's just me. I'm not going to do it. It's my life. I don't want to do it. But then to know at the back of my mind, if I don't do this, Valencia is going to be all on me in about 5 minutes. Let me go ahead. Let me just do this. Let me get it out the way, because she's not going to stop. So, and what that does, and it's not that, some people are so concerned about what somebody is. It's not that. It's the accountability, because I know she's not going to allow me to not move. She's not going to allow me to not do the right things. Now, I tried the same thing with her in the carbs, but sometimes it's a lost cause. I love my carbs. That's right. True. But so to me, I think if I had to say the top 3, it would definitely be, like I said, like-minded, keep the mess, and definitely somebody, people that can keep you accountable, keep you real and true to yourself.
Love it. And I'm notice LaVonne ain't say too much when you was talking about that part, because she don't want me to bring up yesterday. But God willing, we have enough time in tonight's show. We're going to talk about the
That's why I was just being quiet.
I know you got real quiet, but I'm going to bring that up later, but we have a little pop-up challenge inspired by me not having carbs. Okay, that starts next week, but we're going to get into that. LaVonne, Queen LaVonne, I'm sorry, if you think of 3 qualities of your village or your community, what are they? What do they look like?
Number 1, probably first and foremost, is loyalty. And see, for me, loyalty encompasses trust, encompasses the accountability, because a person that is loyal to you, is going to have your best interest at heart. They're going to, want to see the best for you. They are going to be trustworthy. So that will be first and foremost. For me, at this point and stage of my life, faith has to be a key factor, because I understand that life is going to get hard, and there's going to be some days where I don't need you to tell me your opinions. I just need to know that you're going to pray for me. And then number 3 would probably be communication.
Yeah.
because I have to be able to talk to you. I have to know that I can talk to you.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, and then I'm going to ask Shannon a question. Queen Shannon, I'm sorry. Y'all know I try my best to address the women friends in my life as queens. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying that and saying I'm sorry behind it because, you know, queens recognize queens. LaVonne, do they have to be the same? When we talk about, you know, faith, which brings me to religion, spirituality, what if they don't believe in God, can they be in your community, your tribe, your village?
That's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that they out there worshiping, you know, Satan or,
yes.
you know, I'm
Jesus.
just saying, or, you know, the trees or nature or any of those things. But let's just say they don't believe in anything. You know what I'm saying? Can they? But they're still a good person, though.
I would have to say
qualities except that.
I would have to say, because and I know you're basing that on the faith question, but I would have to say I'm not going to say that they can't be in my circle or be in my tribe because they don't maybe not believe the way that I believe. Because the one thing I do understand is that there's a power of connection, and if you're around me long enough, either you're going to love God or you're going to leave me alone because you're going to get tired of me. But
that's
I feel like but I just understand that my role, because it may be that they haven't seen, they don't know, no one has demonstrated to them the love of Christ that I believe, no one, and I understand that God has called me, you know, to be a light unto this world. You know, I am the salt of the earth, so I may be sent to season their life. So I'm not going to say that answers a no because I don't know what God or my purpose may be for them, because they could be at that place where they don't know, and if I push them away, I'm their only, that could have been that person that helped them to get to that place. So it wouldn't be a factor that would negate that they would automatically be outside of my circle. Now, if they come in here with some foolishness now, it's going to be on another story because the discernment level is on high.
Interesting. And you know what honestly made me think of that question is I met somebody like a couple of months ago, cool person, you know, I was, you know, we're just cool. And I was saying something, I don't know if you're around me long enough. I mean, anybody knows me know in the same playlist, I will go from gospel to gangster, okay? So anyone that knows me is not shocked by that. Let's just be honest. And I do find my way in the middle because I do like Christian rap. So, but she was uncomfortable, but she finally told me that she was an atheist. Now, being the type of person I am, you already know I have questions. And I asked my questions, you know. So she told, because I wouldn't have known. Like I pictured, you know, if I come in close contact with somebody that don't believe in God, like my spidey sense is going to start tingling, like my spirit's going to repel them or something of that nature. Like I was expecting something, like me staying too close to her and a lightning bolt hit her or something. But she was a good person. She was a good person. She was interested in what happened was different. She grew up in the church. And different things throughout her life, different losses and tragedies made her feel abandoned by God. So she, quote unquote, abandoned him. He didn't believe in her, so she stopped believing in him. And I didn't, and I think I actually like put this, I was talking to somebody about this like a while ago because I'm like, how do you respond to that? You know? How do you respond to that? And then since then, I learned that a very, I don't want to say good friend because currently that's not the situation, but somebody who I've been knowing for years upon years since I was G-Baby, no longer believe in God. And I was like, oh, my gosh. That was my reaction. does that change the quality of the person? You know, I don't feel like it's my job to beat anybody's head over it, whatever, or take an application for friendship, like how much you go to church, what you believe in. Do you take communion? You know, like what church you go to, is that non-denominational? Are you big hat Baptist? Like I got it, you know, but I feel like everybody has their own beliefs or non-beliefs, and it may be your job to represent what people don't see that turns them away. That's a whole other show, but those are just my 5 cents. I honestly, and y'all know that's where I honestly didn't know what to say, because I'm like, God, why you ain't warned me? I've been talking to this girl like she regular. You know, like that was my first reaction. God forgive me. Y'all know I'm in the South. We kind of do things. I know. But I'm glad she got to see who I was before she told me that. And I don't remember what we were talking about that came up. But it did catch me off guard. But I'm glad she got to see who Valencia was as a believer, you know, because I believe that, you know, everybody could wear a title, but you wearing a title and being worthy of it is 2 different things. That's a whole other show. Hashtag amen.
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 So, I'm just saying. So, okay, so that's one part of the discussion. Shannon, now this is my personal belief, which is probably why I'm still learning as far as with building a tribe, community, village, so on and so forth on a personal level or whatever, because I'm one of those people. There's an old saying, I don't know when I heard it, but I live by it. The only secret between 2 people is if one of them is dead. Now, it's part of, y'all meditate on that. I don't remember where I heard it, but I always held that true. Basically, meaning that, you know, you never can 150% trust somebody with, like, all your secrets. You know, and maybe because if that's the vibe you're giving off, maybe that's a hindrance. You know, if I can't trust you, if you can't trust me 100, how can I trust you 100? So what are your thoughts about that when building your village, tribe, and or community?
I'll say that I'm much like you in this, but I'm growing and still growing as well, because and I don't, for me, it's not necessarily a vibe that I would say I'm giving off, but what it is I don't think everybody needs to know everything.
Right.
I just don't feel that, oh, well, you know, to be my friend, they have to know all. No. I mean, especially things that may have happened before you, things that, like, none of that should be a conversation unless it comes up, and then, you know, if I choose to disclose that, that's that. But I don't even consider those secrets. That's just a part of my life that I choose not to share. I don't, you know, I don't necessarily agree with having to tell everything. That's just me. Like I said, it's not about keeping a secret. It's not even about trusting them. Like, it's just, why do you need to know that? Like, I'm one of those people that you can't even ask me just a general question without me saying, well, why do you need to know that? Well, because I just want, like, why? Like, is this a need to know situation? Like, why do you need to know what I'm doing? I don't understand. You know, I'm not one of those girls that the guys can say, for what you're doing. Is that something you need to know? Because, I mean, does it help you with the answer with what you're trying to ask me? You know, I'm just one of those. I don't know. I've always been that way. You know, so to say let's share all our secrets and no, we don't got to do that. We don't have to do that unless we really, really feel that that's something we want to do. Outside of that, no, I don't think it's necessary.
Shannon, I'm not asking you any. Look, I'm going through our conversations in my head. Like, have I ever asked Shannon?
That's what I was doing.
Let me make a mental note. You know,
and you have, but you know not. You actually have not. Anything anything you've ever talked to me about, it was already what we were in conversation about, or something we were doing. Or, like, now when you ask me stuff, I know what, like, if you're asking me stuff about, well, what did you do, and it's pretty much based around because of something we've already,
No.
And before you usually finish the question, I'm saying, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I already know where you're going. Yes, ma'am. But that's
she ain't lying,
like,
y'all. I'm going to record one of our conversations one day. That's going to be a whole show I'm going to just play back so y'all understand the deal. And again, please join Define You Movement and watch some of the lives and comments from last night, especially
from my God,
Queen LaVonne and Queen Shannon did a live, but Queen LaVonne was very messy in the comments, but we still got time. I'm going to get to that later. So, Queen LaVonne,
what?
Have you ever heard that saying before, what I just said, and what are your thoughts on that?
I have, and I do remember actually a teacher actually making that statement, and he was, and he just broke it down to explain to us the only way a secret stays a secret is if you don't open your mouth. He said, but once you tell one person, it's no longer a secret. So I do, to some extent, I do believe that, because once you tell someone something, I feel as if there's no secrecy at that point. However, I've come to grow, and have more stable and better relationships where there are people I feel that I can confide in. However, and I try not to do this anymore, and I think because I've built my circle, my village is pretty strong. But I would, if I would ever hear anything that I've said, usually if I confide in someone, they are the only person that I have confided something in. And if it comes back to me, then you know exactly who said it. And at that point, it's like a part of me shuts off, and I can't, we don't go there anymore. It may be things that you just have to begin to question. I may have to begin to look at you a little differently. But for the most part, I try to be a person that I feel like, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt until you prove me differently. You prove me like, okay, girl. I'm like, okay, then we shut it down, and I'll, move on and make some different moves from there. But I think as you grow your tribe and even within your village, there will be people that you're going to feel that connection with, and you will know when you can share with this person, and you will be able to share, because if you think about it, even with your spouse, you want to have that sense of security that I can talk to you about my deepest secrets, or my pains, and I'm not going to read about it in the tabloids the next day or on Facebook, social media.
Or you get mad and say something.
Yes. Don't throw it back up.
So, LaVonne, so you just openly just share?
No, not openly. That's why I say usually I would have to feel it almost like if it's something that I need to share, I feel like God is saying I need to share it. And most of the time in that point, it's not even about me sharing. It's because maybe I need to be vulnerable, some sense of vulnerability to that person, or some transparency, in that sense. Or if it's someone that I feel like I can confide in, I can say I have my sister, like I know I can talk to my sister and I can call her, and I know the conversation's not going
anywhere. My sister run her mouth. I ain't gonna lie. I love my baby. I love my baby sister to death, but I'm telling you, I probably would tell my dog more secrets than I would tell my sister. I love her though. I'm telling you, that's my only sister. I love her. But mad day will come. Yeah, I'm just being honest. Mad day will come, and I ain't even do nothing. She'll think about something I did when we was kids, and get mad all over again. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm glad we don't look at like I had
certain things.
But
and it is certain things you would share.
This is a good tester. Okay, this is a good tester, y'all. This is a good note. # classes in session. You want to know if you can truly trust somebody. Thinking, okay, she got one foot in the village. Let's see if she could get another foot in. Tell them 1 foot. Tell them a ridiculously bad and false secret, like something that you Googled that's like, oh my gosh. If you say, oh my gosh to it, that's what you share with that person. But tell them you know, like it was your story, right? Like tell them something like horrible or something like that. Not illegal, just in case they CI. But yeah, right. But tell them, I'm serious. Like tell them something that's like, you know, and give, like, say, I don't know, maybe like a week or 5 days to see if you hear it back from somebody else, you know, or something like that. Then if not, then you could trust them.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna try that with somebody. That's a good idea.
Well, wait, I have to lie to somebody to find out if I can trust her?
Yes.
That's an oxymoron.
Right. Like,
well, Shannon, when you put it like that, it made sense at first. Then you come back and tell them, no, girl, I was just lying to see if you was going to say anything. And then the person, like, how I could trust you? You just lied to me, had me start a whole Facebook donation page.
Right. I don't even know if you ever going to tell me the truth or you keep testing me.
So, Queens, we have a comment from one of our listeners that's following us.
Yay. Yay.
So, first it was like she stated, I am an open book. And that she used to be very scared of sharing herself with others because she had a lot to hide and was covered with the shame. However, to me, there's a difference between transparency and secrets. Transparency is standing on your values and beliefs no matter what, so everyone knows where you stand. And then secrets definitely stay to yourself. I believe we should live a transparent life, and things aren't meant to be shared should not be. Oh, and Valencia, she said thumbs down to your idea. She said
really?
That sounds too much like playing games. Yeah, no, ma'am. She said no, ma'am.
It sounded good in my head till Queen Shannon just came and just completely dismantled it. You know, she completely dismantled it. Now, mind you, I don't have to do those kind of things because 2 things that people in my tribe know. Number 1, I joined the gang when I was in 6th grade. That's all they need to know. So, and number 2, I'm not even saying nothing else. It was a good idea at the time. But I love that about the difference between transparency and
absolutely.
I think as you grow, because, you know, real talk, I'm a lot more transparent. And I think some secrets turn to transparency as you grow. Like 10 years ago when I was with my ex-husband, who I don't count, it was a secret I was cheating on him. However, now, as I've grown and I'm more transparent, I take fault in you know, I take my licks on that part and, you know, I'm honest about that. I've written about it. You know, now y'all know, like I said, 10 years ago, I was going through a depression ready in my life. It made sense for me to cheat then. But, of course, then it was a secret. Now I'm very transparent and honest about it, you know, because kind of going back to our show on depression, sometimes we go about trying to solve stuff ourselves and going through things a different way. And at that time, it made sense. So sometimes secrets could turn into transparency. I think I just dropped the mic, and I'm going to put my pinky out and drink my coffee.
Lord.
But, you know, but the thing is, with Craig, and everybody knows him as David, and I'm like, who is David? But that's my husband's legal first name. I was very honest about that, and that was hard to do because I wanted him in my community, tribe, village. Like, I wanted him to be part of my life, but I felt like I had to share that with him so he knew, you know, in case it ever came up. And, you know, years later I wrote about it, but that he knew this was something I went through, this is something I did, you know. But at the point I told him, I was like, it didn't, you know, if he judged me because of that or whatever, or decided not to be with me or whatever else, then I'm just going to have to kill him, because at that time it was one of those secrets between two people that one of them got to be dead. Right. Only one of us going to live out this part. But
I'm so glad he just went on and accepted it.
But it's very interesting. It's very interesting, like, as you grow. So I do believe that your community grows. Now I have like another question, because I do want us to talk about the challenge, and we got like 15 left. Okay, so if you look at your business tribe, social tribe, family tribe, should they intersect? Should the same person be in all three tribes? Let's say you had 3 different tribes in one village. Ooh, that sounds good. Should they intersect?
I don't know that I would say should they. I don't know, but they can. I believe they can. But should they? I mean, to me, it's like any other relationship. If you can keep a healthy balance on it, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
LyVonne?
I was thinking, I agree. I don't think should, has to necessarily be should. They should. But I think there are opportunities that they could, that there is the possibility, because someone, you think about a family friend, sometimes we say we have cousins or, family members that are closer to us than our brothers and sisters. So you could have someone that's in your village, and I think most of the time your village is comprised of some family members. So, but y'all could have a relationship that grows outside of that. Like you said, the 2 people, Shannon said the 2, she can say that did buy her book, it's that her sound was recognizable to them. So not only are they village, they're part of her village, but they're also part of her tribe. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes we have to we may take people from the village, and they become tribalmen.
That is true.
That was so cute, LyVonne. That was. I want to take somebody from the village and you welcome into my tribe. Yeah. However, is that true? Now, if y'all follow me on Facebook, I posted earlier, sometimes all you need is $1 billion. How much of, and let's just be honest, so take the whole, however the statistics are with us winning. You winning, right? So let's say you came into a large sum of money like that, some random fifth uncle, you're the only one left in the line, and they ended up being the, hidden child of, say, Walton or something. So you came into this, huge sum of money. Number one, who would you tell and who would you help? Or would you? Would you tell? Would you help?
Mm-hmm. I absolutely would, yeah. Listen, all of that, I had all that already ran out through my head, honey.
About what happened if you won a one.
Your 1.6 billion. I know. Just did I make it in the number?
I had already wrote down my sisters. So yes, LyVonne, yes to Valencia, and Quish was all up and through there. All up and through there. I said I'm gonna go ahead and bless my sister's business. My parents, y'all get a black card, go wherever you want, when you want. Leave the country.
Wow.
That's what I want y'all to do. Travel. Yeah, I had it, baby. I got it all worked out. Oh yeah. So when I do win,
not playing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't hear from Queen. Whoever you don't hear from, that's who won. And it's probably not the whole 1.6. It's probably $10,000. And you will not. LyVonne,
well,
go ahead.
I would feel like I wouldn't want to tell everybody because I wouldn't want all the attention. However, I'm like Shannon, I can say I have a list. I know, I may not have written it out, but there is a checklist compiled in my head. And I have told a few people, if I come to work tomorrow and I pass you an envelope, just meet me in the parking lot and we'll drive on off.
Stop acting.
So,
don't act like you getting up at whatever time you said and you going to work.
Oh yeah, I am.
Lori said that's a lie.
I'm going to be cute. They know something's different because the hill will be higher.
Right.
I will be cute, and I'm going to have a purse. Only thing going to be in that purse is a few envelopes.
Yeah,
and I will
got
be
to go in
passing
there
out
and gracefully quit the people's job. You have to gracefully go in there.
Really?
And and then have a limo waiting outside for you as you leave the building.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and then we're going to talk about our pop-up challenge. Now, I work for myself, so I don't work nobody's job. However, I'm going to go on every job I've ever worked in my entire life and let them know what I thought of them at the time I worked for them. I'm just saying. And I started working at 13, y'all, and I'm 40. How old am I? 41? And it's a lot of years that I have to go back. But I have some stuff to get off my chest.
Really?
But how they say, they say don't never burn a bridge, right? So I've left every job on good terms because they say don't never burn a bridge. But I think 1.6 billion would allow me to go ahead, burn those bridges, and put the ashes in Destin, Florida.
Absolutely.
I sound angry tonight. I don't think I had enough carbs. I blame Shannon.
Here she go. You've had enough carbs.
I've had enough. Now we're talking about one of the things Queen Shannon mentioned and Queen LaVonne knows is, part of having your tribe, your community is that person that challenges you. Okay, that person that challenges you in a good way, which is you may not always like, and I'm just kind of saying that much because all three of us are in Define You movement. And I don't remember what I was looking for, but I ran across a video on YouTube that was saying what CEOs do in every morning, their morning and nighttime routines. I was like, oh, this would be a good pop-up challenge for Define You movement. The tomfoolery started from there because one of the rules, and we're starting, mind you, so if you're not in a group, you still have time to join. If you just want to peep in for the challenge, that's great. If you want to know what the challenge is and don't want to be in a group, that's fine too. Inbox one of us, we'll let y'all know. But I think it pushes us to be better because we're striving to have a CEO life, a life where we're passing legacy and those things. So one of the things is getting up at 4 o'clock. So if you follow me, Shannon, we don't know if LaVonne is participating all the way or not. But if you see our posts next week are angry, please know that we're getting up at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday next week. It is our CEO Life Pop-Up Challenge. Shannon, your thoughts. We have a few minutes left in the show, and I'm leaving LaVonne for last because I know she's going to go in and be all extra. Shannon, your thoughts on the challenge?
Mine is going to be
your thoughts on our pop-up challenge.
My thoughts are easy. Valencia allowed the devil to use her. And I'm going to need the saints.
That atheist rubbed off. God forgive me.
I'm going to need the saints to come together and touch and agree with me on her healing and deliverance from this foolery. But I mean, I'm going to do it. I don't know I'm going to do it. But, it takes those kinds of sacrifices to get where we're trying to get. So, and it's only for a week, and it might be something I adapt afterwards. We don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, please forgive me if you see any angry posts because I already told Valencia all her posts are going to have an angry face next week from me. So we're all right. It's on you, LaVonne.
I love y'all, though. So getting up at 4 a.m. is only part of it. You got to get through your emails, and if your email box look like mine, I got like 2,000 emails just sitting out there. It could be my Oprah email, okay? Your devotional or meditation in the mornings. That's why you're getting up at 4 o'clock. Write a list of the top 3 things you want to accomplish that day. Like, you're not listing 20 things I need to do in 24 hours and none of that, just 3. You're going to write and read a grateful list. So that way when you're angry for getting up at 4, reading a grateful list will make you feel glad you woke up. I'm just saying. This is where Queen LyVonne has an issue, that and the 4 a.m. thing. But wear the same or similar outfit all week. Why? Because it's going to save you time. You're focusing on a CEO life. No, look at Bill Gates. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at like billion-dollar worth people. Are they impressive with their outfits? Most likely not. Queen LyVonne.
Beyonce is.
See, when you come to a question like that, I have no words. You just have to, like, read my face. And with us being on the radio, I know that it's not helping you guys any at all. So I will try my best to describe to you the feelings. When I listened to that live, I came in on it, so I didn't catch the very beginning, but what I caught was enough to really cause me to contemplate life and its meaning, because I'm thinking, who would come up with this? You have to, imagine back, way back, I'm thinking like slavery time, where you just sitting and you just rocking and you trying to figure out, how am I going to get out of this? And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just in the cotton field, rocking in the heat, trying to figure out how to get out of this.
I understand. You got to try to figure out what kind of individual imposes this on people.
Exactly, because I don't know where this comes from.
Somebody that's part of your tribe / village / community that's all up in y'all life, that if I am challenging myself to be a better leader and, a better person, and so on and so forth as we go forward in this new season of overflow in our lives, I need some people. I ain't going to be miserable together. That's what it all boils down to. I ain't going to be miserable by myself. If I'm going to get up at 4 o'clock and be angry, all of Define You movement, we got like 2 minutes left. I'm trying to run them down. Okay, charge your electronics in another room. So don't take your electronics to bed. Like, don't take your charger. So that way, if you're already in the bed and you have those things, you basically having to slow yourself down because you only got whatever charge you got left. 1 hour, and I said 30 minutes to an hour workout. This is why you're getting up at 4. Breakfast, something I have a problem with your family, if possible. That's a daytime routine. I will attempt to post them tonight, guys. 7 o'clock, you get off social media. So, you shutting it down. Everything shut down. We only got 90 seconds left. I'm excited. We'll try not to be angry too much next week, but we want you guys to join us on this challenge. It's all to be better in 2019. That's all I got to say. So don't forget to connect with all of us queens, Define You queens. Join us on Facebook. And with that being said, pens and papers down. Class is officially over. Until next time, remember your past doesn't define you. It gives you definition, and it's up to you what you do with that. And don't forget your tickets to the movie experience. Y'all have a great day.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to Define